For me, literally, food is a treat. Every meal is a treat because it is doing something to our body. You invest the same amount of money in food and eat at the right time and the right kind of food instead of popping a pill on time. If you can take medicine so seriously, take food really serious.
This is episode 34 of Dream 100 Show with Ashwini Parthaiah. Welcome to Dream 100 Show listeners. I am your host Savita Hosamane.
And I'm your co-host Gunjan.
Each week, we interview today's most successful and inspiring business owners with winning teams
who had the courage to chase their dreams in spite of all the challenges.
Join us as we bring you everything that goes on in the minds of successful business owners during decision-making process.
And gain insights to make smarter decisions.
In this episode, we talk to Ashwini Parthaiah, who is the founder of Treat on Table. Treat on Table currently provides food catering services, online food consultancy, and online coaching, along with home chef services. Treat on Table is the dream child of Ashwini. Treat on Table is all about conscious eating so that one experiences the positive effects of food in various dimensions. Manage your eating wisely and make it a priority. So let's hear it out from Ashwini right here, right now, on how to make our eating conscious eating. Welcome to Dream 100 Show, Ashwini. It's awesome to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel privileged to be part of the show.
Great. You are logging in not from India, right?
Currently staying in UK, Reading.
Yes. Awesome. So how's the weather there?
Oh, very cold, very, very cold. I'm sure none of us, even if I was not here, I will never be able to comprehend to the weather here, the temperatures here. Yeah, it's very, very cold. Currently, it is maybe about 4-5 degrees here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are there chances that people tend to eat more in cold?
Yes, there are chances that people tend to eat more and more of carb, which keeps them kind of warm and also a very high fat diet. But the good thing about this place is as much as they go in for that kind of very high fat or maybe high carb diet, they also try to include a lot of fresh vegetable in their diet. One of their meals will be very balanced. Yeah, and also the food practice over here, even in terms of the system here, try and encourage people to eat more of less refined food. At least in the recent times, there's been a lot of changes being brought in, especially for children and youngsters who are on very high sugar diet also. They have a tendency to go for very high sugar sweet stuff. But they're making regulations where people are going to be, or kids are going to be having more access on less refined stuff and also less sugar stuff. Even in schools, they're bringing in a lot of regulations with respect to that.
Wow, that's good.
There are a lot of people who are involved in the food sector who are bringing about a lot of changes, especially to the younger generation. They also have food facilities being provided in schools, which is free food for them during afternoon, lunchtime. So they're trying to bring about something healthy into their canteens, not that is very fast. And which is just for the sake of giving food, they are not bringing in fast food. They're bringing in something healthier.
Wow, that's real good. What attracted you towards food?
For me, basically, my whole food journey started when I was a youngster. No, I was always being given the right kind of food. I realized very subconsciously I was given food, whatever was available when I was a child. But then once I was on my own after 16, I kind of realized that I had craving to eat and explore a lot of fruits. I was exposed to it less during my childhood days. So when I
Mhm.
was on my own working, I also happened to travel to Europe. I represented India about 5 times, and I traveled to Europe, and I was lucky enough to explore European food. That gave me an exposure to different tastes and different cuisine. And when
Mhm.
I came back, fruit was something that was really had in a good quantity in Europe, and a lot of fresh fruits were available. So when I came back, I somehow got into a habit of, since I had a good exposure, I wanted to also buy fruits and also seasonal ones and also share it with a lot of friends around me. A lot of people were not conscious basically on
Mhm.
eating fruits, but I somehow got this idea of buying fruits, seasonal fruits, and sharing with the friends around me. That's what started me to share what I like doing with food with my friends. Also, I wanted to settle down with a family, and my whole calling was food. Somehow food was always on my mind. Feed my family healthy food. Though as a youngster I was always eating outside, had no motivation or kind of inclination towards cooking my own food, and I had not great ideas about healthy eating, but I wanted to feed my friends and family food I cooked. Somehow people were very happy around me whenever I cooked and fed them, and those were happy moments, sharing food and being happy together. I think that's where my calling started. And once I had my kids, always striving to feed them healthy food and try to push as much vegetables and fruits and all stuff that is going to help them in their, nourishing them.
So, how did
So
they take it? Was it appealing to them?
he was a bit of a fussy eater, and he was also a little bit falling sick too often when he was too young. So once he started getting into mainstream school, I had to make some kind of habits within myself. For
Mhm.
myself first, the attitude I had to get in myself was that I had to make something healthy and also tasty for him. So I
Mhm.
started exploring, also having a background of eating European food, how they presented food to kids and what all ideas they have just as in general practice in their culture. I tried to bring it into my child's food habits, and he really was becoming a less fussy person, and he was accepting all kinds of food. In fact, in his school, a lot of his friends were attracted to his lunch boxes. And yeah, he would always be hounded by his friends to share his food. So that's what he was coming back to me and telling me, because he himself was attracted to the food I was sending, the way I used to pack and send. There never used to be a shortage for him right from the time he left home till he came back home. So there was never a point where he would be left hungry or he would be left wanting to eat something. So I would pack in such a way that it could cater to all his cravings and all his requirements also.
Wow. So, when did you first jump upon the idea that you can even make it as a concept so that people can also start experiencing like what your child experienced and his friends experienced? Did you think of expanding it to other children as well? Because children have a lot of issues when it comes to eating good food.
For me, it happened very organically, in a very natural flow, because as a person self, in myself, I was very much conscious and
Mhm.
my attitude was building up. It was not that it had an overnight effect on me and I had to do something. It was not a
Mhm.
kind of a little conscious effort, but it became natural flow for me. Since I love feeding people, wherever I go, I try to take this part of me to that place. I was working in a preschool, so I had teachers with me. I would encourage teachers by taking my own box, would always invite them to enjoy what I carried. So
Mhm.
whenever I invited them home for a small gathering, I would always prepare healthy kind of options for them to eat.
Mhm.
And they in turn take it back to themselves. They take it back home and they try doing it with their own children. I don't know
Mhm.
how successful they were after that, but I basically would like to follow myself. Wherever I go, I try to take food as my signature. Could be, food is the way to a heart, that's
Uh,
the saying. That's a very
Correct.
popular saying. So
Hmm.
somehow it has been natural in me, and I've been experiencing people being happy with the way I try to take food as, an element wherever we
Mhm.
are together. Yes, whenever my children's birthday parties had to happen, I made sure that there was healthy options being presented. For me, presentation plays a very important role because that's the way anybody can get attracted to food as a concept, food as a practice also. So for me, presentation is the key thing. Even if it is to be a breakfast that I serve for myself or my kids, it looks like I made an effort to give it to them.
Wow. But how did you arrive at this name and this concept, treat on a table?
Food is a treat for us, right? Like we consider treat as like one of the things. The treat word is usually used when we want to celebrate something or when we want to show some point of success or some point of joy. For me, literally, food is a treat. Every meal is a treat because it is doing something to our body.
Wow.
And I experienced this magic even without even wishing. I was overweight for my age and I had health issues myself. Though I had healthy eating practices, I did inherit a little bit of health issues. I saw a drastic change in how I changed my food habits, and then how it, in turn, without me wishing for it, I kind of reduced my weight. And also, I was feeling lighter and active, more active. There was never a day where I have felt inactive or exhausted, fatigued. So for me, I kind of feel food is a treat. Just eating every meal is a treat, and every meal should be treated as a treat, like a celebration.
Yeah, this is a really amazing concept because as we move on with our busy schedules of life, we just take out time once in a while where we tend to celebrate. But as you say, every day is a celebration that has to go deep down into our way of eating. This is a beautiful concept that you have arrived at, and the message is very loud and clear that we have to celebrate each meal. Do you also cater to other people? Like you said that you were able to bring about changes in your weight as well as in the way your health also changed. So, were you able to do the same thing with others?
I am constantly striving. This has been my mission, in fact, my silent mission, because what I believe so strongly, I would like to affect my people around me. Of course, I have kind of taken this with my friends around me. One of my friends, she's younger than me, but she had health issues. She's been diagnosed with thyroid and also a borderline diabetic. And another a full family, my two friends and their mother, they're also diabetic. So in the last few years, constantly every day, my only aim is to keep talking to them about what kind of food they need to include and how they have to eat, what time they have to eat, not making too much of changes which can be a shock to them and which they can't acclimatize to. Yes, there has been a drastic change in one of my friends' family. They have completely changed their eating habits. They have included a few superfood ingredients in their day-to-day regular meals that they cooked. And they were constantly going through this headaches, fatigue, because of their diabetic background. Now they come back to me and tell there is a lot of change in that aspect. Their mother is not going through that headache so often. She's able to feel less exhausted. Yeah, and there has been weight issue also that I keep talking to them about, and how food can make difference in their weight loss also. See, weight loss is not just because of health; it is also because of how we feel in total. Some of
This
my
is
friends have benefited. Every day, you need to be consistent with people who you are wanting to work with or who you want to help.
This is amazing. It is mainly due to the kind of lifestyle that we are leading. We are falling prey to a lot of lifestyle disorders like diabetes, gastric, headaches,
Yes.
and overweight. So, if somebody like you who can just give a piece of their mind and advice, I'm sure can bring about a huge change in their health as well as in their wealth by reducing their medical bills as well.
Absolutely. This is my key understanding I would like to share with people around me. that we think about our health in terms of only money. We go to doctor and we try to get ourselves healed. No, the same amount of money can be used on food, but we are not mentally shifting to that thought. It's okay to spend money on medicine and doctors, but the same amount of money can't be shifted to eating right kind of food. I am trying to make this as a very evident point. You invest the same amount of money in food and eat at the right time and the right kind of food instead of popping a pill on time.
That's really a shift which each one of us, I'm sure, though we consider ourselves healthy, but we are not healthy in the true sense until and unless we make changes in our diet, right?
Correct. Food itself plays a major role in our overall well-being. It is just not nourishing and helping our body to function in the right way, but it does have a very silent effect on a lot of other aspects of us also. Mentally also, somehow I cannot pinpoint and say psychologically how it is affecting, but it does. It does, and I am the witness to it. I'm sure all of us are going through our own levels of stress. And nowadays, depression is becoming one of the issues. Food plays a major role in helping us. And I can only tell I am the witness to it. I have my own issues, but I deal with it. I don't know how, but food, I think, is the major reason. The kind of food I'm eating and the way I'm feeling about my body, not struggling so much to function, having issues, health issues or whatever. Food is taking care of a lot of things for me.
That's wonderful. This is your concept where you want to take a treat on table to as many people as possible.
Absolutely. And my major idea is that I want to cater to kids, especially teenagers, because that's where the foundation is for any shift to happen. Once you set this demography, children and teenagers, they are going to lead a better life when they are older. And the next ones are the working professionals who have humpty number of reasons to make an effort, even the small effort. There are a lot of reasons, but I think an attitude to your own self, if you are really so serious about leading a life, a balanced life, it should first start from ourselves as an individual.
So when you share this concept with your friends and with people whom you care, how did they receive it?
To be very honest, it is a very tough nut to crack. It's not easy. It's not at all easy to convince people because it's not about money. It's not about anything else. It is effort that they need to take that first step. So I am someone who will not leave anyone who I go and talk to until and unless they take that first step. And I make sure that first step is very, very basic, doable, easy. I will not make it look like it is very exhaustive. We need to make people feel that it is doable, it is easy, and you need to place yourself in their shoes and understand what are their issues that they are dealing with to take that first step. I work in that basic level and make sure that they take that first step, and it's not an easy task. And I always say small efforts, not big efforts. Very small steps, small changes, doable things, achievable things.
On an average, does it take 6 months to a year for somebody to bring in this healthy practice in their life?
I would always start with 21 days.
Okay.
If any habit has to stick on in one person, it has to be a 21 days of conscious effort in bringing about just one change. Once you bring in that one change in you in this 21 days, I can assure that they can pull in more changes and bring in more. But I would say in less than 6 months, they can see changes.
Wow. So do you have any particular name for the kind of concept that you have arrived at?
My aim is definitely not on weight reduction or anything. My aim is only to help people to know the beauty of food, what it does to us, and just eating the right kind of food at the right time and understanding the function of eating on time is very, very crucial for all of us. Eating right is fine, but eating on time is also very important. That
Yeah.
helps in achieving a lot of other goals, health goals, or even fitness goals, whatever it can be.
Let's say if a person like me has to start off on a healthy kind of plan, so what is the first step to follow? Approach you and then take a diet plan or something like that for 21 days, or how do we start?
Okay, my aim is with Treat on Table is basically to encourage people to eat first, eat the right kind of food and make it as interesting as possible. And also, it's a doable thing, not to make reasons to do the basic efforts. But on a larger scale, if someone has to really seek what I have learned,
Mhm.
then yeah, first I would like to understand what is the pattern of the day and health issues, and
Mhm.
how much are they willing to really make an effort. What is the time they have for this? And then
Mhm.
I will give them a plan accordingly.
Okay,
And
now.
there are a few food, ingredients that needs to be included in your day-to-day life.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are the things I would first encourage them to bring in.
If somebody has got a busy schedule and cannot find time to bring in those kind of ingredients, will you also help them to supplement that kind of food in their diet? Like, do you have some kind of pre-prepared stuff, something like that?
Yeah, I would love to actually. I have done it. I have done catering. I have also prepared meals and delivered it to my friends. And I would like to extend this kind of service to many, whoever comes, whoever
Mhm.
wants. That's my main passion. If they don't have time, at least they can have an access to that kind of food, and which is given to them on time. In fact, a doctor in Mahavir Jain Hospital, he's a physiotherapist. You know how doctors are, they're very busy.
Mm.
And he, being a doctor himself, was not on a very healthy looking side. They seeked help from me to
Mm.
make sure that he eats his food on time and eats healthy kind of food, cater to people like that. So I'm here to actually help people in any level, and that's my main aim.
You provide a kind of consultancy as well as, if required, like even a kind of catering service also.
Exactly. Yes.
That's
I
awesome.
also would like to help people to learn tricks and tips in actually, making the food themselves, ideas, and how to manage the day,
That's
planning the day, even planning their, shopping, groceries, list, any level that they need
Mhm.
support. I'm willing to give that
Mhm.
kind of service.
For few of them are vegetarians and few of them have got if they have certain kind of allergies, so, or a few of them don't want to give up on non-veg food. So do you have options for all these kinds of people?
Absolutely. I believe in not cutting down on any kind of a food practice that we have had from our younger days, what we have
Mhm.
grown up with. I think there should not be any restriction on any kind of food until and unless from a medical point of view. Yeah. Otherwise, I think we should just be able to incorporate a lot of healthy ingredients with whatever we want to eat that can take care. So, as to be clear, there is no restriction for meat eaters or vegetarians like that.
Then you will have a lot of people lining up, because when you say that you don't have to cut down on any of the food stuff, that is something amazing.
I believe so because, see, for children and teenagers, I mean, it is definitely not advisable to tell them stop eating meat, stop eating
Mm.
junk. You need to make sure somewhere because that has its own effects. Okay. Psychologically, if they are deprived of something that they have to eat, then there is some effect that is showing on something else, say academics, or maybe emotionally they are down. So why
Mhm.
do that? Why do things that is going to have a side effect? Do something that is going to add more healthy points to them to take care of that imbalance.
A food business is supposed to be very profitable. So, what are the top three challenges that you have encountered so far in setting up your food business?
I would say the challenges would be that all the food ingredients they're perishable. So it needs to be used up quickly. That
Hmm.
is one challenge. Providing, no matter whatever simple food you want to make, you need to make it tasty. Taste is a key thing in food business. If that is taken care and presentation is taken care and the way you deliver it, care you take in deliver, I believe in using a lot of reusable stuff,
Hmm.
recycled stuff, packaging, material. I very particularly avoid plastic in my deliveries, packaging stuff. I make sure I don't even use paper cups. I would encourage people who take service from me to actually hand in their own containers. Cycle them and
Yes.
doing it. It's an effort. We need to make effort in a lot of aspects, just not eating food. It has a lot of other responsibilities also.
Yes.
So, and also my wastage in the kitchen, I make sure that I compost it. I use
Hmm.
the vegetable peel waste to make liquid fertilizers for the plants that I grow at home.
Wow.
So a lot of practices like that. Yeah, food business is profitable. Also, it is very highly responsible job.
Hmm.
Hygiene is very important. Most of the time, you need to be very efficient in the kitchen. It's exhaustive, and you need to make sure the people we have co-workers to train them and also to be as efficient
Hmm.
as possible. That is one more challenge. That is part of the food business. If the person who runs the forefront runner is that person with all these qualities, I think they can pull it off. I feel I am there.
That's
Personally,
wonderful.
on my own, I am a very meticulous person and I make sure I'm very organized too. Sure, the team that I will lead will be
Wonderful.
energy.
Where did you draw this inspiration from? Who helped you to gain these kind of qualities in your life?
I got inspired because I traveled at a very young age, because I got exposure of different kinds of food at a very young age. I was inspired, and my own interest in food, I think, is an inspiration. And of course, then later comes when you realize you're a good cook, then a lot of people are happy around you. I would love to share that, feed people, and to spread happiness and joy, love. I
Mhm.
think that's my inspiration. That's where I get my kick, honestly. That's
Mhm.
where is my reward. I like to enjoy.
Awesome. I think there are very few of your breed. What is the best compliment that you have received from people whom you have fed so far?
They just feel I'm extremely talented and know in terms of just not plating. I know about what kind of food does what to us and how to take care of even the medical part of their health and
Mhm.
also the fitness part of themselves. So I kind of have got this a combination of all the aspects. So they are very happy. That's what they keep telling me. Whenever they come home for eating, they're sure they are they're
Mhm.
going to be fed healthy, not
Mhm.
just rich food that's going to keep them uncomfortable, but they go light.
Mhm. Awesome. So, any signature dish of treat on table?
Absolutely, there's all my dishes are being inspired by a lot of different kinds of cuisine. I
Mhm.
would say all my dishes, what you see on Treat on Table Instagram page, is all I would say in a way signature dish because I do not follow any particular recipe as such until and unless I intend to
Mhm.
learn and follow one recipe. Then that's what I will do. But most of them are I think have my own recipe and the way method in which I cook. So that makes it all my signature
Mhm.
recipe. I have
Wow.
taken definitely inspiration from a lot of chefs, lot of
Mhm.
cuisines, but not followed exactly the recipes because I would like to bring in my own twist.
Awesome. Do you even provide catering classes to people who are interested in learning your way of cooking?
Absolutely. Yes, I would love
Wow.
to. One more thing I want to tell is I just don't stick to catering. I don't stick to providing food made by me. If you are having challenges in handling how to cook a particular recipe, I go there to their home and help them to actually physically show them how easy it is. It is just the mindset. See, in physical sense, it's the attitude, change in attitude. And when you start doing, it is a very simple way to handle it. So I do go home like a home chef and help them to learn.
Oh, it is kind of personal consultancy you're catering to.
Yes. Yes, I'm more than welcoming to do that also, because I know the challenges, I can understand it, and I would like to help them to overcome those challenges. And I'm not restricted to one particular kind of responsibility in this food industry.
Great. Do you do even online sessions as well?
Yes, I do.
Great.
I do online consultation too. And also, since I'm here in the UK now, I continue to do online consultation. Once I'm back, I do personally visit and consult people. Yeah.
Awesome. What are the 3 tips which a beginner should keep in mind when they start their cooking?
All they have to do is that just start. One very important thing is it's us. If we are not in the right state, the money that we are chasing, the ambitions that we are chasing, nothing is going to exist if they are not going to focus on us. So any small step is a big step towards that. So I would always say that it's easy, it's doable, it's even achievable, whatever I am able to do, to have my own busy day like everybody. But I make sure the shift in attitude has to change. That is a one major thing.
So it's more of the mental work rather than the physical work.
Exactly. The mind you need to convince, because we all can do whatever everybody is doing. Everybody, I mean, in the sense, what I am able to do with my food that I eat every day, it's doable by anybody. It's not that I've been trained by some academy or an institution why I'm able to do that. No. Even plating a simple dosa and chutney can definitely do it. Anyway, we are eating that, making that and eating. Why not do it in the right way where your overall feel of the food is going to start from your eyes? Yeah, the first process of your digestion and starts with your eyes and nose, not with by your tongue.
Wonderful. So what's your message to the audience?
My message, I think I just would like to say that life forms in motion. So move and eat healthy.
Wow. In the coming years, what is your vision for Treat on a Table?
I wish to start a cafe. That's been my long-term dream. And I like to open a small cafe where it's a place where a lot of people will come for small gatherings. And I love to cater to small gatherings. This is what I like to do. It's like maybe children's birthday parties or a colleagues gathering parties or small occasions. And apart from having a cafe, I like to do that also. And I would like to continue take my mission forward and reaching to a lot of people in spreading the positive effects of food. It's just not food to just enjoy. It is everything else.
That's a really a wonderful message, and it is the need of the hour also. Not many people are there who are giving this kind of guidance. It is a real great investment for anybody who comes across a person who knows the right terminology and the right approach. Because either we listen from our parents and grandparents, or we refer into different kinds of books or different kinds of chefs. But somebody who has walked the path and who can give such an amazing tip is something wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I really wish to spread this. Hope a few people can get inspired by this and take food really serious. It's just not a casual thing at all. Food is a divine thing. It's if you can take medicine so seriously, take food really serious. Yeah, Yeah.
That's very, very true. Like as you said,
Yeah.
we give so much of importance to medicines. We see to it if it is before lunch or at this time after dinner. We cater to all the timings only after we fall
Yeah.
sick. So if we
Yeah.
can bring in certain precautions before we fall sick, that would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been seeing people with diabetics, they are so religious in taking that insulin shot.
Mm,
But when I tell them, have a cup of green tea on time, feed yourself. First of all, forget all other additional things. Eat your food on time.
mm,
If you can pop a pill on time, why can't you have breakfast on time? Have
mm.
your meal on time. For diabetics, that's the main thing. So that is the shift. That is that. I don't know what is the mindset in people that they're able to take medicine so seriously, but the food that is made in their own home is not had on time. That is the level of importance given to food. You can imagine that.
I think each one of us have to bring in this shift in our lives, and we can be far more healthier and happier.
Correct.
Mhm. Well, before we leave, if people want to get in touch with you, how do they get in touch with you?
My Instagram handle is called treat_on_table. Yeah, and that's the page. They can get on there. My contact details are all there. It's public account. So yeah, they can reach out to me there. I'm more
Awesome.
than happy to extend my knowledge and my skills, anything that I own,
Mm-hmm.
to as many as possible.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Savita, for
Mm.
this lovely opportunity.
Yeah, it's been wonderful chatting with you, and it has opened my eyes as well in so many ways, where the digestion starts from the eyes. Amazing. Your insights are really brilliant and amazing. I'm sure anybody who listens to this conversation will have a definite shift in the way they look at food. So, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful thoughts. I wish you all success for your cafe, which you have in mind. Treat on table. We would love to be invited for the opening very soon.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Savita. You have a lovely evening.
Yeah, you too. Take care. I thank Ashwini from the bottom of my heart for taking out her valuable time among the various commitments that she has had and giving insights on how to have conscious eating in our daily life. So, here are my few learnings from this amazing, brilliant conversation that we just had. Kids follow what you do as a parent. So, change your attitude towards healthy food habits. Rest will follow soon. Secondly, eating food is a responsibility. Do it with lot of priority and love. Co-workers need to be trained and have to be as efficient as possible. It is the mind that needs to be convinced and not the body. The first process of digestion starts with your eyes and nose and not the tongue. Food is the combination of the medical part of health and the fitness part of health. So get your aspects right with food. Thank you, Ashwini, again for such wonderful insights. Do share what were your takeaways from this beautiful conversation. So now go ahead and share what were your top three takeaways from this beautiful conversation that you just listened to. Please listen to the entire conversation, not once, but twice, as each one of you will have your amazing takeaways.
Never lose out on an opportunity to learn from the life lessons of real-time business owners on Dream 100 Show. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dream 100 Show.
And now make a smart decision of taking the next step towards your dreams. We strongly believe that life is just a play, as
we win some, we lose some.
We miss some and we mess with some. So enjoy your journey and play it to the fullest.
Don't forget to subscribe Dream 100 Show and leave a review.
Share your biggest takeaways with us and follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. This is Savita
and Gunjan signing off. Catch you soon in our next episode.